While the federal government continues to accord itself some points on the ease of doing business in the country, it appears these businessmen do not think so.
Like one of my clients, I'm just coming out from a meeting right now. I have one of my clients that are actually having volumes of containers, like 200 containers a month, purely on LC jobs that's supposed not to cost them so much things. But what we're seeing today is that each time we take the containers to them, it's very difficult to take the containers back because these shipping companies does not have holding bays. And the containers are still sitting on the street of Lagos here. You can see it even on my street here. We are losing some transporters too because they will be on the road for 30 days taking one particular container to the port. And you find them sitting down on their vehicles from morning till night without getting any hope of moving an inch. So stress is so high. For us, I think it's either we do this business or we close it up.
Technology has made the way of doing business easier. So if that is what the government is saying, it is not their handwork. It's a global thing. But if you have put a structure in place that makes people to do their business properly, you have to look at the infrastructure. You have to look at the electricity. You have to look at the waterways. You have to look at the ability to get loan at a single unit. And you are talking about ease of doing business. What is ease of doing business? Is it registration? If it's ability to register a company, that one is, the government has not added any value to that.
The capacity of the Apapa port is put at about 30,000 tons. Today, cargo operations is estimated to be approximately 80,000. Facilities have become overstretched without concomitant expansion in infrastructure. What's the way forward?
The qualities of our products are getting alarmingly very terrible at destination now because of this port issue. We have not forgotten the issue of the yam that got to America and everything rotting. That one was it's a child's play with what is happening to cocoa, cashew at destination. You need to go and find out how many people are in trouble with crisis with cashew now. You understand what I'm saying? So the problem is a chain. The government, at the beginning, from the beginning, they missed it. You cannot say you want to construct a road as if you are doing us a favor. Yes, we identify there have been problems, there have been negatives, but when you now come in to rectify it, you should have created an alternative road, an alternative way. Maybe it is railway stations, maybe you put all the exporters on 1 day or 2 days to bring their trucks in. Then exporters will take some other days. It could have been arranged, but it was not. So you now created opportunities for people to do whatever they want. Some powerful Nigerians, they consented the port to them. Everybody has terminals, which has reduced the size. Do you understand what I'm saying? So that is the problem. Unfortunately, Nigerians are building very strong people, but very weak institutions.
I want the federal government of Nigeria to look into it properly to encourage other importers to go through other eastern ports, south ports. If you get to Port Harcourt now, Port Harcourt Area 1 seaport is not functioning to full capacity because there's no patronage. And where there's no patronage, freight stations, freight are actually number one. Two, the importers are not using the ports because federal government has not given them a good incentive to get that thing done right. Then again, I want them to decentralize these ports, using Calabar for those who actually trading in that axis, using Port Harcourt One, which actually is having a high volume, but Port Harcourt Area 1, which we call Port Harcourt Seaport, is not functioning very well. Then if you get to Delta State, Warri Port is shallow, is lying shallow and nobody is using it. Why should that be? So federal government must look into it and know why that's not being used.
In the face of this lingering monstrous event that has plagued business activities in the country, what's the government up to?
You know, with the Lagos area, there is a huge volume of the cargo that comes to Lagos is consumed within the environs. Ogun State, Lagos, close areas because of the assembling that is done, manufacturing. There's quite a lot of manufacturing and so in that area. So just to clear that it's cargo of destination of choice, consignee decides which ports they want to take their cargo to. One of the concerns, one of the reasons they decide to, for example, choose a port would be how fast can my cargo get to my destination. So if I want, for example, my cargo to go to the north, how efficient is the road or rail connection from the port of choice to that location? So you see with the Lagos area, there's clarity on when I come, this is the road that I'll go, and then I'm straight to where I want my cargo. So we take Calabar Port as you know, one of the ports in the Eastern Port. You have Calabar is located in very close to the central and northeast part of the country, and it's an excellent location for cargo evacuation to that part. But the road linking Calabar to the northern part of the country is not motorable by trucks. Recently, we have discussed with the Ministry of Works, we have submitted to them all the roads that link port locations to the hinterland to enable them prioritize reconstruction of those roads. Recently, I saw an award for the Ecom Bridge, which is very encouraging because that bridge is critical to evacuation of cargo from Calabar to the north. Historically, actually up until now, the bridge, you can't, a truck, articulated truck can't pass through that bridge. So literally you mean that the cargo can't leave Calabar for the northern part of the country. So if I take my cargo, so there is that hinterland connection. On the other side, Nigerian Ports is working to ensure that Calabar is dredged to the attendant depth of draft that we require. We had last year terminated our JV. We're in the process of engaging another joint venture company. We have done the data and volumes of dredging spalls that need to be done. It translates into a huge amount. Just to give you an idea, we have done an assessment of the cost of dredging Calabar, and we have 51 billion naira for dredging the channel into Calabar to 10 meters. That's a huge amount of money. How much revenue can we generate from that location vis-a-vis that investment?
Are our gains turning to losses? With a hike in transportation of goods by over 200%, can we continue to keep inflation in check? With the fruiting season around the corner, will farmers' harvest attract buyers who are already battling losses from several ends? Our ability and capacity to deal with this lingering siege will invariably give coloration to how much of foreign and local investors' confidence we can sustain.